Hey guys, welcome to another IoTeX ecosystem spotlight. It's been a while since we've done our last one, so it's really good to bring back some builders that are building in the IoTeX ecosystem. Today we have an awesome agenda with Ankr, Filda, and Treasureland. It's going to give us a nice, diverse view of different projects that are bringing unique things to the IoTeX ecosystem. A lot has been happening in 2022 already in IoTeX. Launched a lot of new concepts. We brought the MachineFi Portal to life, and we have a lot of upcoming announcements of how we're going to expand the MachineFi concept, not only for builders, but also for users to make this user experience much more simple for everyone. The reason why we do these ecosystem spotlights is really put a name to a face or a project to a logo. Have you meet the teams behind the projects, right? A lot of the times we see Medium blog announcements, which are great, but really understanding where the project's coming from, what's next in the roadmap, and all of these important details really gives you a better picture of who these projects are and why they chose to build on IoTeX. So really excited to bring on 3 diverse projects. Ankr, a decentralized Rpc service provider for IoTeX now. Filda, which is a lending, borrowing, and stablecoin DeFi platform. And Treasureland, which is an NFT marketplace that is doing some really cool things in GameFi. So we'll have all 3 guests starting in about 5 minutes. But before we dive into that, I wanted to share a little bit more about what's going on with our MachineFi portal and all the related aspects of MachineFi. Those that know, IoTeX has been working on this device called Pebble Tracker for probably the better part of 1.5 years now. It's a secure asset tracker that tracks GPS location, temperature, humidity, air quality, motion, vibration, and light, and brings all of this data to IoTeX dApps for proving things you've done in the real world, such as visiting specific places, or more, there's also a lot of supply chain pilots going on with Pebble Tracker. But something that's really exciting that a lot of IoTeX community members are starting to play with and investigate is the MachineFi Portal. MachineFi Portal is the place where everyone's going to register their Pebble Trackers and start to flow this data to the blockchain. So if you haven't picked up a Pebble Tracker yet, really excited to break the $200,000 raised mark. Over 750 backers around the world. You can go to crowdsupply.com/IoTeX/Pebble Tracker to get your own Pebble Tracker. I think the next 400 or so have reached the Crowd Supply warehouse and should be in you guys' hands very soon. And I got mine here. We're going to be out in ETH Denver showing off a lot of these things, but more to come on that very, very shortly. But just wanted to, for everyone that hasn't tried out the MachineFi portal, really suggest everyone goes to demo.machinefi.com. If you have your Pebble Tracker already, you can go to portal.machinefi.com for the non-demo version. Anyone that's really trying to dip their toes into, what is this MachineFi thing? What is Pebble Tracker? How am I actually going to use it? We encourage everyone to go to demo.machinefi.com. I'm just going to click through and share with you a little bit what this all looks like, right? So everyone's going to have their own account that's going to link your MachineFi address to your personal address. And this is where everyone's going to go to upload or register different types of devices. As you can see here, I have my Pebble Tracker 1 and Pebble Tracker 2 running 2 different types of firmware to cater to different applications. And in the future, I'm going to be able to add other types of devices, including Raspberry Pis and Arduino boards here as well. So this is kind of a universal registry portal for MachineFi devices. What's also really cool is, of course, you're able to visualize the data that is entirely yours and being sent to the blockchain. So here we have my demo Pebble 1 view. I can also toggle views to other Pebbles, and it's showing the location. And also this snapshots of data that are being taken, right? Like I mentioned, it tracks GPS location, temperature, pressure, which is just elevation in a lot of ways, humidity, gas, light, accelerometer, gyroscope readings. And this really gives you a full 360 picture view of whatever asset you're tracking, whether it's yourself, your dog, a vehicle, a motorcycle, a package, a container, a lot of flexibility for how Pebble Tracker can be used. And most importantly, all of these individual snapshots of data are yours to prove different facts to the blockchain and interact with more and more dApps that are going to be coming out. So really recommend everyone to not only check out demo.machinefi.com, but also stay tuned for a lot of new additions that we're going to be having very, very soon. One place that you can see the future of MachineFi is going to be at ETH Denver. IoTeX is going to be making a big splash at ETH Denver. We're going to be having a lot of presentations. So on Wednesday, for those that are going to be at ETH Denver at 1 p.m., you're going to want to join us for the IoTeX Pavilion. It's going to be a place where we're going to have a kind of a keynote presentation to share some more things about MachineFi. And also, we're going to be making some new announcements and some giveaways of a new product of ours. So anyone at ETH Denver, make sure to write that down. 1 p.m. Wednesday, join us for the IoTeX Pavilion. On Thursday, Rowland is going to be in town giving a keynote about MachineFi, and we're going to be having a invite-only party with Injective, Harmony, Osmosis, Paraswap, and other great projects on Thursday night. So stay tuned for the full schedule announcement that's going to be coming right after this live stream. But we have a little teaser. Don't want to ruin all of the surprises. We have a little teaser about what Denver is all going to be about for IoTeX. Take a look. A little cryptic, a little teaser kind of post, but something that we're really excited to bring to everyone at ETH Denver. We're going to be really making a lot of really cool changes to how people can access the MachineFi Portal. And you saw the cryptic script there about Pebble is coming. It is coming, and stay tuned for many more details about that. Jumping back into the ecosystem spotlight, we're really excited to bring on our first guest for today. It's going to be Filda. So I'm going to welcome Fox42 from the Filda team to our ecosystem spotlight. How are you doing today?
Hi, yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Nice to be here.
Awesome. So, Filda has been really making a big splash on IoTeX just in the past month or so. It's really exciting to see a lot of new deposits, a lot of lending and borrowing activities going on. But we're going to take this time to just really walk through the basics of what Filda is, what it provides to the ecosystem, and from your own words, where you guys are heading next. So before we get there, I know you're staying anon, which is totally fine, but maybe explain your role on the Filda team and what Filda is to our audience.
Yeah, of course. So my role is really one of Western liaison and public relations, global community and social media manager, along with content writing, general advisor, and business development. The whole team really does contribute where it's needed to make Filda the best it can be. From the simplest parts of just ensuring that they've got the developers have got the time to do what they need to do and not getting distracted by social media. Tend to take quite a lot of the community support with some other guys in Telegram. And the idea is that we can provide this, a stable, safe lending and borrowing platform on decent chains. And IoTeX was a very easy choice for us to make.
Absolutely. You guys have been really making a big splash on IoTeX. I think significant amounts of TVL. And I'm even a user, so I'm definitely appreciative of what Filda's got going on. But, maybe just to flick through the website a little bit, tell us a little bit more about DeFi space. We have a lot of DeFi activity on IoTeX, but a lot of people here are also here for MachineFi or GameFi. So how would you explain Filda? Everyone understands the concept of a decentralized exchange and maybe yield farms. So maybe the lending and borrowing space is a little unique to them. Maybe cover the high levels about lending and borrowing.
Yeah, sure. So Filda's a Web3 asset bank. We were launched on January 5th last year. And in that year, we've generated $20 million worth of interest income. So that's just those people who are depositing their assets onto the platform. They immediately start to earn interest, and then others can borrow against that. At our peak, we actually hit $2.1 billion deposited. That was before
Incredible.
the wonderful black swan event of last summer, spring, where everything went a little bit south. But then when we decided to enable multi-chain deployment for Filda 2.0, we chose IoTeX. We figured we saw that it has really strong technical strength and a really growing and loyal community so far. That's what we've really experienced. We found it incredibly easy to speak to you and the rest of the core team, and enjoyed the support in getting us going. And we're confident that the IoTeX ecosystem is one that's friendly, welcoming, and just really genuine. And so that's why we came here. As far as lending,
absolutely.
Just a way of it's a way of using assets to earn whilst also being able to free them up for further earning potential. So it's not like a normal loan. You're not going to go into a bank and fill out all of the forms and make sure you're signing on the dotted line and showing proof of collateral and secured loans against houses or property. This is where, as long as you can deposit of your own, then you can borrow any of the assets supported instantly and for a limitless amount of time, and everything is kind of done automatically. Joining IoTeX was when we did it, we very quickly managed to get over 20 million in TVL, and the actual loans that we've got against that TVL is values, it's nearly 25 million. So the ability to use your loans to buy other assets and speculate on other assets and put them into other protocols, whilst not actually having to swap or sell what you're holding, is an invaluable tool in order to be able to fully leverage DeFi earning potential, and that's really what we offer.
Absolutely.
We were supported by other ecological projects, Cyclone, Star Crazy, Zoom Swap, Vitamark, Metamix, Wow Swap, Blade Game. We did a full-on. Who else we got? We got X Dollar, and the really fast cross-chain bridge Elk Finance. They all contributed to our launch, and it was nice to be so welcomed.
It is really nice to see, different projects within the IoTeX ecosystem now partnering with each other, and it's great to hear that you got the support of those great projects also building, right? I think you really laid out this kind of lending borrowing marketplace well, right? There's two sides to it. There's those that lend and there's those that borrow, right? The lenders are getting great APRs for providing their cryptocurrencies, and if they post it as collateral, they can borrow other cryptocurrencies against it. I really do think the best way to explain this stuff is to see the interface in person. And luckily, I am a Filda user and already providing some BUSD for lending, but I haven't collateralized and started borrowing against it yet. But maybe walk us through the screen, Greg, Fox42. What do we see here?
So this is our dashboard where it shows your savings. That's another way of describing what you've deposited into the system. So you've got just shy of 25k worth of BUSD BSC. Okay, yeah, the Binance version, and immediately right there in the center, it shows the Filda tokens that you're earning just as a result of depositing that into our system. As well as the Filda rewards, you also get a kind of auto compounding interest in the token that you're actually holding. So if you scroll down a little bit, then you'll see.
That was the really interesting part that I saw the aggregate rate was around 27%, but that's broken down into two sections of it, right? One is the asset APY, so stake BUSD or stake IoTeX to earn BUSD or IoTeX. But there's also mining revenue in Filda tokens, right? So when people are looking through all of these markets and their rates, the savings rate is a combination of the asset APY and the mining revenue. That's right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you hover over the 28.67 rate there for BUSD, you'll see there's a little 3 dots next to it. Oh, there we go. And you'll see that the two revenues, one is in the asset itself and the other is in Filda. Actually, next to the BSDB, there's another little pop-up there. If you were to click on there, it'll give you the model, the interest model for that particular asset.
Oh, interesting.
How much has been utilized as well. So that utilization rate shows that of the deposited BSD, nearly 75% is actually being borrowed. And that, if you look at the graph at the bottom right, shows that the more that it's borrowed, the more that it's used, the higher the interest will be for both borrowers and lenders. Really, what you think is very attractive. You want lots of people borrowing if you've got it deposited, because then you're going to earn more interest. And it will spike.
Absolutely.
If there's a massive surge in interest in whatever asset it is, then you will see it go up. So say IoTeX had something which really drove people to wanting to get hold of IoTeX quickly, and they can nip over to Filda, they can borrow it, the utilization will shoot up, and then the interest will shoot up as well.
Right.
People will tend to chase that as well. So then it makes it even higher, and it kind of starts to roll in that way.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect explanation about what's going on behind the scenes, right? A lot of people understand that decentralized exchanges operate in a way where people are crowdsourcing liquidity, and they'll get a certain portion of the transaction fee. People trade on top of that, right? That's kind of how these bottoms-up liquidity books happen. But in the lending borrowing industry, there's also two sets of stakeholders, right? There's those that want to lend and those that want to borrow. And depending on the concentration of the lenders and borrowers, the rates that are offered by Filda are automatically and dynamically adjusted. So like you said, if there's a huge spike in desire for, it would really be interesting to have a IoTeX ERC20 lending or borrowing market because of the crazy things that are happening on Coinbase with the pricing. But this is really a great explanation. So one thing I noticed is that on the market supported, there's both single-side liquidity and there's also liquidity pool tokens that you can deposit, right? So maybe cover some of the assets that you have already listed on Filda for now.
Okay, so the key thing to have for a collateralized asset is that it's got enough liquidity that it cannot be manipulated. If there is, I don't know how to describe them. Let's call them less salubrious actors were to get hold of a collateralized asset that has low liquidity, then it can be manipulated easily and lead to problematic liquidations, which would leave bad debts for the protocol. So in order to avoid that, we make sure that with the chain link feed that we've got, that we are using only kind of premium assets in order to provide collateral. That's why you'll see, the usual stable coins. IoTeX itself is the chain token, and then the blue chips of Bitcoin and Ethereum. We also have at the bottom there liquidity pairs. So in order to support MIMO exchange, then we will actually collateralize these LP pairs. So you are providing liquidity, but that doesn't just lock your asset away forever until you decide to break the pair. You can then use that to borrow any of the other assets. So if you are providing liquidity in Tether and IoTeX, then you could go and borrow BSD, Bitcoin, Ethereum to use speculatively, or to use in other protocols, or to use in Filda in a cyclical interest earning way. And the idea is that we'll maybe add further LP pairs in order to increase the flexibility and the opportunity for our users.
Absolutely. There's a lot of new places to explore, more assets, more methodologies to make these lending borrowing things work. What's next on the roadmap for Filda, and overall, how do people get started and get involved?
Okay, well, to get started is really easy. You've done that yourself. You just go in there and you deposit some assets. And you can also stake if you buy the token itself, and you can stake that. Single staking occurs on the staking page up in the top right. There's a little menu. Actually, if you want to hop over there, top right, there's a menu that brings us to our staking page, which is offers ways of providing liquidity for Filda token, and also single staking for IoTeX as well. But what's going next is pretty cool, actually. We are looking to be bringing out further synthetic assets. We'll also be bringing further single assets, common assets, the deposits as well. We also want to introduce leverage as well, so leverage lending, in order to really increase the opportunities for interest gains using Alpha Homora, a loan protocol built into Filda 2.0. We're also looking to do a credit lending. So Creda it's a DeFi protocol that doesn't really exist anywhere. There's no one else really doing that. And they provide a credit score, which is determined by the assets you have and your activity on multiple chains. And you can use that credit score to enable you to take out loans with less, or even eventually no, collateral required whatsoever. So that might be something that people want to explore, and that'd be creda.app. But you'll be able to do that through Filda as well. The other thing is that we're adopting a protocol control value token model. So in order to secure liquidity for Filda itself and the token, 25% of the protocol revenue is used to form LP for our token. And we obviously have lots of security. We've got the all the audits that have been passed, and we are overseen by Payden to monitor the security as well. So if you are putting your deposits, your assets into a single stake or into the savings section, you're doing it because you want it to be safe. You're not worrying about impairment loss. You're not worrying about anything at all other than when you take your interest out or when you take loans. It's just completely safe, and has been, and we have multiple audits. We're also going to be looking to go multi-chain as well. So you may well, and much as we love to think that everyone's here on IoTeX, they will have funds elsewhere, but you will eventually on Filda be able to deposit it on one chain and then borrow on another chain. So you, from your funds on Ethereum or on Hiko or on Polygon, then you'll be able to withdraw them and use them on IoTeX projects, and vice versa. Finally, I should probably say that we are looking to distribute some rewards for our early participants to thank you for their contribution and their loyalty. So, the sooner you get in, then you will be eligible for airdrops down the road in order to reward those people who are joining in.
Yeah, a lot of really, really interesting milestones you guys mentioned, or new initiatives. I think the leverage lending is something I've heard people talk about a little bit, but really interested to see what that looks like. And definitely going multi-chain, hopefully seeing even some opportunities for us to collaborate together on that front. So very cool, very cool. Thank you so much for providing this good overview of Filda. And I'm going to continue to look for new assets to provide lending to. But any final words? How can people get involved with Filda today?
Well, okay. Well, I'll semi-dox. I'll still remain a Fox 42, but I have a face. And if you want to get involved, then you go over to Filda.io. You deposit your assets, and you start to investigate what you want to do with that loan. You can look into all of the different the models. You can investigate the staking side of things as well. You can join us on Telegram and have a discussion with us. You can follow us on Twitter as well. We're looking to branch into other chains as well as IoTeX, but as a second home, having not moved but added IoTeX after Hiko, we're pleased to be here.
Awesome. We're very glad to have you. Really excited to see the amazing traction that you guys have had, and best of luck in the near future. So IoTeX community, go check out Filda, one of the more up and coming lending borrowing protocols in IoTeX. And really thank you for the time today.
Yeah, thanks very much.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Awesome, guys. So that was Filda. Really cool app. I'm a user. Really encourage everyone to explore this budding DeFi ecosystem that's coming out on IoTeX. And next we are going to try to get Ankr team on board. I think Treasureland is a little delayed. Dimitri, if you're here, let me know. And if you guys are ready to get started, we'd love to.
Awesome. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Very nice
hello.
to meet you. Hey. Okay, so this is the first time I'm actually doing a community call, but just to present myself, Dimitri, originally from Eastern Europe. I've been an engineer at Microsoft for a while, and then I started blockchain, going to blockchain rabbit hole at Microsoft, and moved into the startup space eventually, and landed in Ankr as a product manager. So today we just wanted to share with you guys what Ankr has in store. Now you're already showing the page. So just to give you a quick sort of elevator pitch, think of Ankr as attempting to be a decentralized blockchain multi-chain API endpoint provider. So when we think about RPC endpoints, we think about companies like Infura, Alchemy, Pocket, QuickNote. There's others as well. And one of the main things when a new chain tries to bootstrap itself and gain momentum, it is crucial to have a reliable RPC endpoint for the developers to use. But not only that, it's also crucial. It's also very crucial that the endpoint itself and the infrastructure that sits behind that endpoint is decentralized, more or less. Decentralized is a very loaded word, I know that, but this is what Ankr is attempting to become. So I actually had a quick presentation on my end. I know you're sharing your screen right now, but if you don't mind, I can just walk you through.
Please do. You can click that share button on the bottom there.
Gotcha.
While you pull that up, no worries. While you pull that up, great to have you. Great to see, Web 2 to Web 3 kind of conversion live in person, and hopefully everything at Ankr is going very well for you. This is a partnership we just announced this past couple weeks between IoTeX and Ankr, and as a layer 1 blockchain, just super important to have these reliable RPC providers in a decentralized fashion, right? Of course, there's always Infura, and then we've also had Pocket Network on board on IoTeX, but really providing the flexibility and the optionality for our builders and our users to choose whichever RPC provider the most suits them. It's really good to see that as well. So I have your presentation pulled up here. Please take us through a little bit of Ankr.
Yeah, just to piggyback of that, we are not trying to compete with other existing RPC companies. I think there is a lot of room for growth for everyone, and as well as for collaboration. So definitely we welcome collaboration, we welcome competition, and we are actually working with other endpoint providers like QuickNote and Pocket Network to get a better feel of the space. So anyway, let's see if you can see this. Let me just make it a little bit smaller so I can see it. All right, so this is just the regular deck about what Ankr is. So Ankr started as think of it as a cloud hosting, or one-click node hosting solution. And we've been in this stage of providing infrastructure for quite a bit of time now. But eventually, we realized that if we want to, grow in the blockchain industry, if we want to actually follow the ethos of decentralization, we should go the decentralized way. So what does that really mean? With Ankr, like our architecture is comprised of various node providers. So let's take IoTeX, for example. Actually, IoTeX, very interesting use case. I was reading through your docs today to prepare for this meeting. MachineFi and just the IoT and this ubiquitous computing, it's super fascinating stuff. Hopefully, you'll be able to do what IOTA and others weren't able to.
Yeah, very exciting. I think the whole edge computing architecture about like end user devices, gateways, and servers is similar to this graph you're sharing with us right now. So it's interesting to see it.
So this is our architecture. It's quite simple. Honestly, what we attempt to do is we are trying to gather as many node providers as possible that would actually collaborate with us and create a pool of these nodes. And the way we do that, we actually have bare metal servers, bare metal servers across the world. We are constantly trying to purchase new bare metal servers so that these servers are actually they are owned by us and not by a third-party cloud provider like, let's say, AWS or Azure. But we also welcome other foundations like you guys, for example, or then we have Phantom Foundation or the Avalanche Foundation to run their nodes. And eventually, our sort of North Star is to be able to provide to regular people the ability to run a node and participate in this distributed pool of nodes. So the way it works, we just have a traffic manager or like a load balancer that constantly checks for the health of the nodes. And if a node is unhealthy, it pulls the node out. If a node is healthy, it adjusts the weight so that even if your request, your RPC call, whatever that is, doesn't go through the first time, our traffic manager will pick it up and it will resend it. So that way you have that extra reliability. So just
for people that are not familiar with an RPC or a remote procedure call, right? What does this span? A lot of requests being sent from application layer to blockchain layer all the time, but what's the complexity in managing these RPCs?
Yeah, so think of it as first of all, what is an RPC request? An RPC request, think of it as an API request. It's a little bit more simple than a regular REST API request. Like an example of an RPC request would be ETH block height, for example. We want to find out the current block height of the Ethereum network. So we through a UI or through a client, we can send that request. So actually, if you open Filda or if you open any DEX and you go to developer tools and go into your console, you'll be able to see how these UIs or these clients are constantly sending these requests so that your UI is being updated. So think of an RPC request, nothing else but an API request to a blockchain node directly. I think that's how I would explain an RPC request.
And for a blockchain network like IoTeX, we're getting thousands and even millions of RPC requests a day, right? And this has been a challenge for any scaling ecosystem, is not only on the consensus side, but also on the application side, all these requests, right?
Right, especially as you scale in your particular use case, you have the people that you showed. Let's assume we have, or the people tracker. I'm sorry. Let's assume you have millions people's using this people tracker. That already within itself is that constantly sends data or sends these RPC requests. That is a scalability challenge within itself, right? So that's what we're trying to solve here at Ankr with this distributed RPC architecture that we have.
Absolutely. And putting it into the hands of the community to help with that problem, right? Rather than going to a big centralized company like Infura, having similarly as you're crowdfunding liquidity for a DEX, you're crowdfunding computational resources to fuel these RPC.
Yes, we're trying to do both, and it's we're taking a tangent a little bit, but it's a progress. It's a ladder that we're climbing towards decentralization, because definitely it's hard to do this from the beginning, have a fully decentralized infrastructure. But Absolutely. As long as we have that goal, and yeah, for sure. Okay, so. Yeah, so again, what are the benefits? Reliability. We are developing a pay-as-you-go model so that if we do have a free tier, which is about 1 million requests per day. So any user, any developer can actually go in, and if you have a project that hasn't scaled yet to over 1 million requests a day, we invite you to use our RPC endpoint. Our RPC endpoints, we have over 11 now. RPC endpoint. Actually, as a matter of fact, I could just share with you the screen with just to show you rather than walking you through a slide the whole time.
I was just heading there, actually.
Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, of course. So this is the IoTeX RPC screen, but even going up one layer to the summary of all the different RPCs, right? Yeah, a lot of different networks we see here.
Yeah, and we're constantly adding new chains to the network, to this distributed RPC pool. You can, if you ever wanted to dive into blockchain, there's no better time than doing it right now. And here at Ankr, you have enough scalability, and the free tier should provide you with an opportunity to scale a project up to 1 million requests per day. I think that's definitely more than enough if you want to start an idea or you have a hackathon or whatever.
Absolutely. So we talked a lot about like the reasons why RPC is important, right? Distributing the responsibility of all of these millions of requests that are going between blockchains and apps, or apps and apps, right? But from the node provider perspective, it's definitely an incentive model. I see a lot of mentions about becoming a node provider by depositing 50,000 Ankr. What's on the other side of that? Or what are the rewards that people are getting, and what are the benefits of being an early adopter or early provider of RPC infrastructure?
Perfect. Yeah. So with the node provider feature that hasn't rolled out just yet, we're currently working on that. So please stay tuned. We will have more coming up. The node provider feature is what will cause more decentralization to this whole process. So we want users to be able to run the node. Either it's a Raspberry Pi, or it can be something larger than that, something more powerful. It doesn't really matter. What we want to achieve is a distribution of computational power across the world. It can be within a cloud provider if users choose to do so, or without a cloud provider on their own. And the incentives for that, what we're trying to do currently, which is still under evaluation, we're constantly trying to improve the model, but the incentive will be, say, you want to run a node, we will be able to bring the node in if it meets a specific criteria, right? A preset criteria. We will make this node a part of our distributed pool, and then based on how much traffic your node handles, and again, we have a set of criteria that we go against, and based on how healthy is your node, you will be incentivized in Ankr tokens to be it weekly or monthly, based on your node's performance. So currently, imagine you have, for example, imagine you're running IoTeX nodes, and these nodes are not, there is capacity to add these nodes to this pool, and it doesn't really cost much to do so. You can make these nodes part of our distributed RPC pool, and be incentivized for providing this infrastructure, which eventually will help us decentralize the
so it's kind of like a two-way axis, right? One is about the quality of the service you provide, and the other was like how much service you provide, right?
Correct.
And I'm sure in the future there may be like some, just like we talk with Filda, right? The way that they rebalance their interest rates is based on kind of supply and demand, right? So I feel in the future, if there's a huge need for more nodes, and in the future we have some dynamic routing and dynamic pricing.
Exactly. And the 50,000 Ankr, that roughly translates right now. I need to check the numbers in dollars, but that is
changes day by day.
Yeah, that's merely a deposit. It's not a fee that you pay. It's merely a deposit to protect yourselves and protect Ankr from from any malicious activity.
Absolutely.
It's like an insurance for us, right? But
proof of
again,
stake.
Yes. So the whole concept came from Ankr trying to figure out how to bring more utility to the token itself, to the Ankr token, and how can we actually serve the community and serve the blockchain space. And we're getting there. It's going to take some time, but yeah,
definitely.
Do you guys have any questions? I don't want to take the whole rest of it.
If there's any questions in the chat, please drop them. We'll take a look. But I think this is really exciting to just hear. A lot of the things that our community sees are the apps that people can play with in IoPay. But it's really important to also think about the blockchain, of course, but also the services and the third parties and other members of the ecosystem that make these apps possible. Right. One of the big things for IoTeX this year is definitely uptime and reliability, and we can't do that ourselves, right? So having people like you and Pocket and other RPC providers and just infrastructure service providers in the network is really important, right? So hopefully people can get involved in this layer as well and become node providers and earn great rewards while doing it, right?
I see Dexter Leo is asking whether 50K Ankr to be a provider. That's right. So again, you're not paying that as a fee. You're merely you can call it staking, or it's just a deposit rather than a payment. So at Ankr, we do have something that's called a premium plan that provides you with a dedicated endpoint as well, besides the community endpoint, and that's something that you can pay for yearly. It costs 10,000 Ankr a year to have these premium features like WebSocket connection, for example, or having this dedicated RPC endpoint as well. But that's a fee. Here with a node provider, you don't have to pay a fee. You just have to stake those tokens. And that's also being worked on right now, so things can change in the future, but stay tuned.
Got you.
It will be in mainnet. I'm not sure if this is a question for me, but
Ankr's already in mainnet. And IoTeX in mainnet as well. So
yay!
Awesome. Well, Dimitri, it's really nice to have you on. I think anyone that has further questions for Dimitri, check out Ankr.com. I'm sure all the social media links and Discord, Telegram channels are on there. So we'll encourage people to provide services to Ankr and to IoTeX. And looking forward to seeing more requests funneled through Ankr very soon.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for the attention. And yeah, thanks, IoTeX.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks, Dimitri. Bye. Awesome, guys. So that was Ankr, a new decentralized RPC provider. As I mentioned, it's very important to meet the people that are providing not only the application layer, but also the services layer to make sure these applications run smoothly. So very awesome to see that. We're going to go to our final presentation today, which is going to be Treasureland, and excited to bring on Maury from the Treasureland team. Hi, Maury. How are you today?
Cool. How are you? Sorry, I'm a little bit late today because it's
Hey,
already midnight here.
No worries. We're just excited to have you here and walk us through Treasureland a little bit. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourself with your role on the Treasureland team and a high-level overview of Treasureland. I know you have a presentation that we'll walk through, but maybe just give the 30,000 foot.
Yeah, just to give a look for our website. Also, this website is our new version website. It's more convenient for the GameFi project to show their, like, you could show some JPGs, like the more clear version for them. And also I'm Maury, and I'm a business partner for Treasureland. Yeah. Treasureland is a cross-chain NFT platform for NFT issuance, for like NFT trading, NFT collections, and tarot in-shop service. Yeah, we do the in-game marketplace for the different GameFi project before. Yeah, it provides a one-stop solution to business ad users for from 0 to 1, and multiple chain aggregation experience to see ad users. Yeah, that's what Treasureland do. Yeah. So we also working on the Treasureland protocol. Is an infrastructure of Web3 NFT transactions by providing a large number of tools like APIs, SDKs, which include statics, on-chain, social media, user behavior analysis. Both developers and common users can quickly establish their own independent market. So for recently, we just cooperate with the Moonbeam, also the Untitled wallet. Yeah, that's what it's over 200 projects and artists are working with us before.
That's awesome. So I see you guys are integrated to Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and now IoTeX. There's some cool NFTs that are being minted natively in IoTeX.
Because most of the users on the Ethereum, they buy NFT from the OpenSea, so we serve like the multi-chain marketplace.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah. And also, like users could pay like more, like different token for their NFT, but not just Ethereum. Yeah.
Got you. I know you have a presentation, and I'm going to share the screen now to give you the opportunity to walk through that. But after that, would love to hear your thoughts on what other kind of NFT collections are really interesting on IoTeX right now. But yeah, please walk us through this presentation, and I'll flip through the slides for you. Okay.
Yeah, what I said is actually, this page is what I said, what I introduced before, and from all aspects of data compared with the overall level in 2020, the NFT market has now made a great leap. This shows that in this round of boom, user participation is deepening, and the whole market has begun to raise the value of NFT. The development of NFT industry is in a state of ultra high speed development. Yeah, this is this slide. Also, the next one, we have achieved excellent results on Ethereum, but Ethereum cannot meet the need of trading long-tail NFT assets. We are optimistic about the growth of technology on the Binance Smart Chain. Yeah, for last year we almost focused on the Binance Smart Chain, but now for LST for sure. Yeah. Okay. The next slide is we are a multi-chain aggregation of NFT protocols to facilitate the purchase of NFT assets on different chains. At present, Treasureland supports 3 to 4 chains now. Ethereum, BSC, IOST, maybe Polygon recently. Yeah, and is also one of the largest NFT trading markets on the BSC chain. In addition, we will provide customized service for our partners, from various types of auctions, Dutch auction, for example, mystery box, to private stores, and also we also support Lazy Mint, which is zero guys to create NFTs and pending sales. This will bring a unique cooperation use experience to both our partners and users. Yeah. So our aim is to link various scenarios of NFT is the decentralized way. The decentralized way is the next way for our main aim. Developers and users could get their own NFT more conveniently and quickly, which enables project developers to start their own projects and communities in the most convenient way, without building all content from scratch. Treasureland protocol hopes to make NFT trading easier through the protocol. So the protocol is that more developers and users can benefit from NFT because we will have our token, but for like Q3 to Q4 we will publish our token. Yeah. For now, we don't have token now.
That's exciting. It's Q3, Q4 Treasureland tokens coming out. You hear it here first.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, instead of charging fees from transactions like other platforms, Treasureland is partners with. We'll have a win-win relationship there. Yeah. For slide 5, we will build a self-service NFT marketplace site building tool for our partners based on the Treasureland protocol. You could understand it's like Web3 Shopify. Yeah. This means that each project developers can quickly build a perfect and independent NFT marketplace through simple settings. In the future, even the project developer lacking a technical foundation can quickly set their NFT marketplace in an extremely convenient way. For example, various GameFi and Metaverse games can generate game embeddedly mails in a simple and convenient way in a short time based on the Treasureland protocol, which is similar to Shopify now, but it's like the more easier no coding way. Yeah. Also, moreover, due to the composability of open source software, anyone can use the existing program and modify or build it. Therefore, it will unlock the new application scenarios and token networks that will not yet exist. What's more, project developers can benefit from the audience and network effects brought by the platform itself. All NFT projects of the project will be automatically aggregated to the consumers and presented to users. This will undoubtedly bring great convenience and flow advantages to our partners.
Definitely.
The slide, the slide 6 shows the Treasureland on-chain data. Like there are lots of holding address and NFT users minting NFTs. Yeah, there we have in the ERC 721 and BSC list, it surpassed CryptoKitties and other competitors and has repeatedly owned first place.
No, it's great to see the growth of Treasureland. I know you guys started mostly focused on BSC and now expanding into Polygon, IoTeX. It looks like Moonriver and Moonbeam, which are more Polkadot related things now. Yeah, there's a lot of different collections. I think just DApp Radar provides some good statistics about number of users and number of transactions. Even in the past, I know you guys were very, very top on the NFT leaderboards. But even just going back to the original, your website, right? I think you provided a great overview of the differentiating features that Treasureland has, and some of the new things that you guys are working, like mystery boxes and maybe some DeFi NFT related things. But for those people that just want to use Treasureland today, how would you suggest they get started? Whether it's to mint their own NFT or to buy their own NFT,
maybe
how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, because I think they could start it as a Twitter, because on our Twitter we have a knowledge space there. It tells how to mint your NFT for use our lazy mint tool that gas fee is 0, and how to sign for your new account. And also our Twitter will show some new partners with us, like some early step. There are still early stage GameFi project there on IoTeX. So I think they could start from Twitter. It's more easier for them.
Yeah, it's also awesome to see some familiar faces on this hot sellers list. Maddie, this guy has a MachineFi NFT, an IoTeX logo here. So it's good to see the IoTeX community starting to dive in to Treasureland. So for those that want to get started minting their own NFT, check out Treasureland's Twitter, the Lazy Mint Guide, maybe the Simple Mint Guide. But how else can people get involved in the Treasureland community? Maybe some upcoming initiatives or just some ideas for how people can dive into the NFT space.
Okay, so also we are trying to building the different NFT communities in our Discord place, and we will like to publish some pop with Project Galaxy, because they will have their publish their token 2 weeks later, I think. Yeah, so we will give out some pops if the new users, they want to join our Discord and join our AMA there. They will get the pop from Project Galaxy. Also, they may have some airdrop Project Galaxy token. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great to see the different projects in the IoTeX ecosystem starting to collaborate. And, as an NFT marketplace, hopefully this is a call to action for other projects to launch their own NFTs. It's a great way to engage with your community. So IoTeX community users, definitely check out Treasureland, and also IoTeX projects, check out Treasureland and get in touch with them to collaborate, just like they're doing with Galaxy and proof of presence, proof of attendance kind of NFTs.
Yeah.
Awesome. Maury, well, we covered a lot today. Maybe some final words for the community. Looking forward to collaborating more with Treasureland in the future. But any final words for the community today?
Yeah, we hope to see more projects and amazing users on IoTeX, and we will come there to mint their NFTs or trade their NFTs on Treasureland. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And we hope to have you on again maybe later this year for some new updates, okay?
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye now. Awesome, guys. So that was Treasureland. We had a really great session today, walk through some diverse projects, right? We got to talk to Ankr about their decentralized RPC service. We talked to Filda, who's providing a lending borrowing, one of the first lending borrowing protocols on IoTeX, and really explain the inner workings about how you can make up to 30% APY just by staking single-sided stablecoins, which is, you know, I still think one of the killer use cases for crypto as it is today. So definitely check out Filda and Ankr, and also Treasureland. You know, we got the walkthrough of their platform, their new website and rebrand, and also some of the upcoming initiatives that are going on in the NFT space. So it's just really exciting to see all this new progress across the IoTeX community. And we also touched upon a little bit about our plans for ETH Denver. And for those that are just joining us, I'm going to recap that a little bit. Thank you so much to our guests today. You know, Pebble Tracker is one of our big products. You know, I have one with me right now. Pebble Tracker, one of the first device to bring real world data to smart contracts. And Pebble Tracker offers things like GPS location, climate, motion, vibration, light, etc. Really exciting to get hardware into people's hands. Over 750 backers from 100 plus countries. Really exciting to see the statistics, but it's not just about the hardware. It's also about the suite of software protocols and user tools that we're building to complement the hardware. So this is something I walk through. Really encourage everyone, if you haven't already, to check out our MachineFi Portal. Those that have their Pebble trackers already, you can go to portal.machinefi.com. And for anyone that doesn't have a Pebble tracker yet, you can go to demo.machinefi.com, which is the screen I'm showing you here, where you can register a new MachineFi Portal account that will be tied to your wallet, where you can register all types of devices such as Pebble Tracker, and very soon in the future, Raspberry Pi and Arduino boards. We have something really cool coming up about that. And also a place where you can visualize all of your data and also connect to different types of applications. Along the lines of this, you know, in true IoTeX fashion, this is just the preview. This is the V1 of the MachineFi Portal. And we have so much stuff that we're going to be adding just over the next month in relation to this. A lot of that is going to be announced at ETH Denver, which the core team will be at. And just like I did, played a little teaser video for you about our plans for ETH Denver. I'm going to drop this video really fast for you to take a look. A lot of information for you guys to digest there. Hopefully you guys caught the teaser. But we're really excited to meet the entire Web3 ecosystem at ETH Denver. We're going to have a lot of members of the core team. Alan's going to be giving a presentation on Thursday about MachineFi. We're going to be hosting a party with Harmony, Injected, Paraswap, Osmosis, and a lot of other great projects on Thursday night, which is invite only. If you want to check it out, you know, feel free to reach out to a core team member. And most importantly, we have our own IoTeX Pavilion space on Wednesday at 1 p.m. So for anyone that's out there at ETH Denver next week, give us a shout. We'd love to meet in person. And as always, explore the ever-growing IoTeX ecosystem at ecosystem.iotex.io. So that's our ecosystem spotlight for today. Thanks again to Ankr, to Filda, to Treasureland for joining us. And we'll be back again in 2 weeks with another all-star lineup of projects building on IoTeX. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys with a happy Friday and stay tuned for some exciting updates next week. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.